I'm Patrick Sweeney and I'm cycling the 7 summits. It's the epitome of great adventure. Each summit has its own unique personality. They're all related, but they're like brothers and sisters in a big Irish family. Each one's totally different. Kilimanjaro is special because it's probably the only mountain I can ride all the way to the summit and actually bomb down the descent. For this bike Kili adventure, I invited professional mountain biker Rebecca Rusch. But honestly, I wasn't really sure what to expect. The thought of holding back a 4-time world champion and not being able to keep up, or even not make it to the summit, kept my training and my acclimatization in pretty high gear. Rebecca came up with the idea of riding for a really impactful charity called World Bicycle Relief. That meant our suffering would have additional meaning. Our goal is to raise $19,240 for WBR, $1 for every foot we climb. Rebecca's known as the Queen of Pain because she's relentless, but most people don't realize she's a wonderful teammate. We both had moments of doubt and times on the way when we were really struggling, and mechanical issues such as my rear tire, which was like a piece of Swiss cheese.
We didn't accommodate the suspension for a 30-pound pack.
From the moment we unpacked our bikes, I knew we had both taken a radically different approach to this adventure. It's really great to have a partner along the way to share the suffering.
I went with a 27.5 plus and a 2.8-inch tire, full suspension with 150 millimeters on the front end. It's a lot heavier than the setup I had for Everest, but it really makes me feel like I've got more control on the way up and the way down. So my trade-off was suspension and a little bit better traction for weight, essentially. So, and I'm really digging these Envy wheels.
I went 29-inch wheels because I really like that for riding down. 2.4 tires with a much beefier casing than I would normally run because of flat out here, or a rim crack or something like that is a deal breaker. So I did beef up my tires, not quite as much as you did, but more than I would normally run.
And I'm the one who tore the casing.
Yeah, well, we're
on our
teamers.
first downhill.
Yeah, exactly.
The scenery is indescribable on Kili. There are 5 different climactic zones that we rode through. The big challenge for us was the variability in both temperature and altitude. The primary reason people die every year on Kili is altitude related. At nearly 4 miles high in the sky, you're basically climbing with one lung. On the steep rocky part between 15,000 and 19,000 feet, we had our bikes on our backs. My pack was 50.4 pounds and Rebecca's was 37 pounds. It was cold and dark, and when the sun came up, I thought it would change everything. Well, it brightened our spirits for about 10 minutes, and then it was cold and bright.
Get back down, all good. The gorgeous sunrise.
Even though our film crew had plenty of porters, none would touch our bikes. Self-support was our goal. No porters carrying our bikes, no Dymox for altitude. We wanted to make it a pure ascent.
19,000 feet. This is really hard.
On the way to the summit, there are 2 milestone points. Gilman at the edge of the crater and Stella higher up where the trails converge. Reaching them felt like a tease to me. Every time we saw this big congratulatory sign and people were stopping. But at Stella Point, we took the bikes off our packs. We were gasping for air just putting the tires on, but excited about the prospect of riding again. It took another hour and a half, but at last we made it to the summit. At the top, we celebrated with the film crew, did some shooting for a longer documentary, and sang some traditional Swahili songs.
And officially 5 past 10. We made it up here.
Then we discovered a priceless reward, riding back along the crater's edge. It was amazing, one of the top riding experiences I've ever had. Less people have ridden bikes up there than have walked on the moon, and I was in this euphoric, dreamlike fog. Finally, I could get an adrenaline fix. It was time to descend. I'm a lot less conservative, or just not as smart as Reba, so I tried to ride as much of it as I could on the way down. If we didn't have the film crew, and I had better tires, we could have gone from the summit all the way to the gate in half a day or so. But the reality of filming is a little bit different. Over the centuries, the ancient volcano has regurgitated tiny razor-sharp rocks that were like ball bearings under our tires. Rebecca and I both left some bright red DNA on the trails of Kilimanjaro and have the scars that I always consider non-fiction tattoos to prove it. Sure, we left a bit of ourselves on Kilimanjaro, but we took away a lot more from such a rich experience. I hope seeing an ordinary guy like me do something with a professional mountain biker like Rebecca inspires you to find your adventurer within.